Hi everybody, my name is Henry Dollar and I am an intercultural intelligence coach. I am also a peer tutor and a member of board of directors at a local community college. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit about my life before moving to Canada, and also after I've moved to Canada, a few of the struggles I've had with the language used in workplaces in Canada. So my parents moved from Eastern Africa and I was born in Congo, and I lost my mom and my dad at a pretty young age. So I grew up in a new family and we moved to Namibia when I was, I think, around 12, 13. And that's where I grew up most of my life. And I went to school in Namibia, started in grade 3 and completed my grade 12 with good grades. I also went to the University of Namibia where I took the Bachelor's of Nursing. My dream before that has always been about going to the medical school, but since I didn't have the funds, I didn't have a good support system, so I thought the medical school was going to be very long and that would not be good, so I decided to go to something close to that but still very connected to it. I decided to do nursing. Just before I graduated from my bachelor's, I got the opportunity to come to Canada, and such an amazing opportunity. It's a golden chance, and it was a bit of a struggle for me to decide whether to take it or not, because I felt like I had invested so much struggle in my schooling. Before that, going to university, no funds, getting a partial scholarship just to pay for my tuitions, struggling all through, and then when I'm almost through, the opportunity comes for me to go to Canada. But I took it because my family, if I had refused it, it would have implicated the rest of my family. So we took it, we got here, and I was hoping when I get here, I'm going to either go back, maybe a step backward into my education, do my third year and my fourth year, maybe, or maybe just my fourth year, depending on how kind it was gonna be. But I was disappointed that even my high school actually is put to trash. So I had to do everything from scratch. And so while going to school, I also decided, hey, I need to pay bills. I need to keep up with some expenses. So I got a few jobs. I got a few hustles there and there while I'm in school. And I was soon awakened to the reality that every culture has a language. Apart from just speaking English, there's a language behind the spoken words and the written words. And you are going to help me understand or come to terms with what some of these words I've often encountered, what they really mean. So you tell me what this means. So do you mind doing X? So your boss, your supervisor asks you, do you mind doing this? Where I come from, this is an option. I do mind, I don't want to do it, or I don't have time to do it, or for whatever reason, I may or may not do it. It's an option, but it's really not. It's an instruction. You gotta do it. And so I think on the aspect of just job seekers and immigrants, they need to understand that it's just a polite package, but it really is an instruction. On the side of people that are giving out jobs, or the supervisors and bosses, they should understand that they need to be more clear. They need to be more straightforward and say it as it is. I want you to do this. I want you to do this. And it may sound rude, but at the end of the day, the person knows what the expectations are, rather than leaving them vague and leaving them to figure it out. And understand this is tough because this is the language that you were brought up with. And for you, this is common sense. This is how it should sound. This is how everybody says it. But for an immigrant that is coming from where the language is totally different, it doesn't add up. So help me with this one too. So you come and say, I am sorry for whatever reason, I didn't get this done, or I am late, I am sorry. And the boss says, or your supervisor says, it's okay. What do they really mean? You may think they're saying, it's okay, that's not a big deal. Even if it happens in the future, don't stress about it. Or it's okay, it happens to everybody. Actually, you often say that, oh, it's okay. Everybody does that. Everybody's late sometime. Everybody forgets stuff. But really what they're saying is, it's okay, we will let it go. It's not going to be counted as a problem onto your file right now, but it should not happen again. So we'll let it go, we'll let it pass. There's no implications for it right now, but in the future, You do want to repeat. You do not want to repeat that. Help me with this one too. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. So often this one comes in a conversation. Say you had a conversation with a colleague or your supervisor, and you hear things like, yeah, no. And it's, or maybe you're asking for help with something, or you are seeking an approval of something, and they'll be like, yeah, no, no, yeah. It's usually in a conversation. And it's really difficult to decide if they're agreeing or disagreeing. But often what I've noticed is that they are really trying to understand you, that they want you to understand that they understand your information, they understand where you're coming from, they understand your point, but it's not going to work. They are not going to be involved, or they are not going to support you, or that's just how it is. There's nothing we can do about it. They understand you, but it's not going to work. It's a negative answer, actually. Similar to what you've seen earlier today, look at this one. I hope it's visible. So it reads, whenever you get a chance, do you mind doing X? It's more like it has no time frame. Whenever you get a chance. That is, maybe when you're bored, when you have nothing to do this. It could be in a week, could be in a day, could be in a month, could be whenever. Literally, that's what it says. But what it really means is, when you are done with whatever you are doing, that's the next task. So if you're not doing anything, this is what I want you to do. And if you have something you are doing, finish it and tackle this one out. So